Hey guys, how's it going? Just thought I would check in. So I've just finished day 2 of this intensive week and I'm wrecked. Like, I'm actually so tired, but I don't know, I just wanted to check in because, you know, my whole channel is about being real and about, you know, dealing with shit but getting through it and all that kind of stuff, and just sort of holding on to the idea of this, you know, the big picture, seeing the big picture, and hopefully getting through these tough times, because I know that in the end it's going to be only for my benefit, as much as I hate it. I really do struggle with strict timetables and schedules when it's not my own, you know. So if it's created for me and I have to kind of abide by that, I find it extremely difficult. That's just my nature. You can call it control freak or whatever, but you know, naturally I just like to plan out my days, and I like to do things the way I like to do things, and I'm sure everybody has that to some extent. But I guess, you know, I'm trying to remind myself, and you know, when I'm doing this sort of thing, I think, you know, well, I'm sure somebody else has been through this, you know, where you just sort of lose focus of what you're doing or the reason why you're doing it, and trying to maintain that momentum and motivation to keep at it when, you know, when it is extremely tough, or you don't necessarily see the point in everything. And like, especially with this intensive week, it's just sort of, I don't see the need for it to be, you know, dragged out as long as it has to be. And, you know, I mean, yes, it's intensive, but the days are long, and, you know, I don't function well if I'm doing long periods of work. I work a lot better in small bursts, because, you know, I'm more efficient that way. My work rate is just higher in smaller bursts. So that's just who I am. I've learned that that's how I work better in those sorts of environments and situations. You know, everybody has their own learning style and their own study style, and that's just mine. I would prefer to, you know, do a chunk of it, like an hour and a half, and then a break. You know, I like those little breaks. I think they're important, and this is one of them. To me, the big picture is seeing that goal, or having that vision of, you know, you're not done yet, you're working towards something. And, you know, all these little assignments and these things that I have to do, it's just this, like, it's, you know, it's ticking boxes a lot of the time, and that infuriates me. I don't like doing things that are a waste of time or pointless. And, you know, no education is bad education, but, you know, there is a time and a point where you think what's necessary and how much, you know, of it is a waste of time, or this extra fluff, I like to call it. You know, I see things in pipe dreams, in big dreams, big goals, because it is important for me to hold on to that. I don't want to look forward to just, you know, working 9 till 5 doing something that's okay, you know, to get some money to just live and repeat the cycle over and over, day in, day out, year after year, until I'm old enough to retire, and that's when, you know, my body's turned to shit and my mind's shit, and, you know, cool, then I can start enjoying life. To me, that just seems so backward, and I can't accept it. And, you know, that's why I think I am driven to do more and to do something. And, you know, a teaching degree, you know, it's a feat. You know, it's not the hardest thing in the world to do. There's been people who have done it before me. There are people who are doing it now. There'll be people who will do it after me. People have done law degrees, you know, and again, that there's more difficult things than a law degree in the world. I think it's the character, the proof of, you know, who you are as a person is, you know, whether you can do that just, you know, to get to the other side, to say, yep, I've done it, and although I may not use that in its entire capacity, that is going to be a stepping stone or a building block, or purely just to give myself credibility in that I can finish something and I can complete something. So, you know, I am torn with this study thing. I don't like it. I don't like the structure. I don't like a lot of things about it. But at the same time, and on the same token, it's, for me, if I don't do this, then it's just going to set me back, you know. It's just going to hold me back for a few years while I, you know, get over the heartache and the failure and the mistake, and learn from that. You know, if I can learn now that, yeah, this sucks, this is hard, I don't necessarily want to be doing this isn't how I would do things, you know, but if I can get my head around that, to know that it's, in the end, this is just going to benefit me so much more than I can ever imagine. And, you know, at the end of the day, what's 4 years? It's a long time now. I'm in it, I'm in the middle of it. So yeah, it is one of those days where it's like, shit, do I want to do this? But it's not a matter of want. Yeah, I need this. I need to have my piece of paper that gives me the credibility to say, yeah, I can teach people, and in whatever capacity that is, whether it is in a school, whether it's through teaching people the wonders of the world and the cultures and different people and customs and conventions of different countries, or exploring nature in its pure form. Nature is so beautiful. So whatever form of education I take, I know that this degree is only going to help me. So that big picture, looking at that and holding on to that, it's not ridiculous. It's what drives you. It's what motivates you, and I'm trying very, very hard this week to hold on to that. I'm human. I like to be positive, and I am positive, I think, overall, mostly. But, and I think, if I'm here telling you guys to stay positive and get through the hard times, it in a way, it's, making me be accountable for that. And I've said this before about being impeccable to my word. I want to prove to myself that I can do the things that I suggest you to do. You don't have to listen to me. I'm figuring out my own way, my own journey, and I'm just sharing. So if there is anything that you've been through, or somebody else has been through, hopefully this can help them in some sort of way. That's my goal, whether it's motivation or inspiration or whatever form it takes. I just when my thoughts are telling me, don't do this, you don't want to do this, take it easy, don't do the assignment, don't go to class, just sleep in, I'm not my thoughts. I'm my genetics, I'm my experiences, I'm my mistakes, I'm my lessons, I'm skin, I'm bone, I'm brain, I'm knowledge, I'm a whole number of things. And at the end of the day, I think it takes attitude to just get through these times, to get to that, to see the big picture, to get to that pipe dream or that ultimate goal that you want for yourself. And this is sort of, I guess, from my last vlog about bucket list, which if you haven't seen, you should go check out. But you want to put something really high. You want to aim high, because it's pointless not to. I don't see the point in not aiming high. Do you not want the absolute best life for yourself? I don't understand people who think there's this second chance or something that's going to happen, because there's not. There's not. But we have this ability to see things from a perspective outside of ourselves, and then it's up to us to use everything in our power to actually to take action. There is this sense and this level of maturity, I think, that we need to get to. And I don't think it just happens at 18 or 21 or whatever your country tells you that's when you become an adult. No, for me, it was probably when I was about 23 and a half that I've really started to grow. And now at 25, I'm just figuring shit out, and now I realize that there has to be some maturity and accountability on myself to actually go out and get what I want and do what I want. And maybe there is a slight chance that luck will turn in my favor and everything will fall in my lap. But to rely on that, I can't rely on that. I can't rely on someone, who's going to support me forever. I can't rely on the system to support me forever. I have to rely on myself to set up a life that looks after me and, hopefully gets along with other people and it's holding on to that big picture. It's holding on to that idea and really, really not letting go of it, or not losing sight of that. Now is tough, but it won't be forever. Maybe this year's going to be shit. Maybe the next couple of years are going to be really tough. But if I can enjoy as much as I can while I'm doing it and get through to the other side, it's kind of like a swamp, you're wading through it, and it takes ages, and it's slow, and it's shit, and it's disgusting, and it's hard, and you're tired, and you just want to get to the other side, but the only way you do is by keep walking through it. And eventually it gets, it thins out a little bit, and you're on the other side. And, that's been the case for a lot of things in my life, a lot of problems, a lot of hard times, so I know it's possible, and it's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy. Here's living proof of that. I'm having a shit day. Tomorrow I have to do the same again, and then I have to do the same again on Friday, so it's just, yeah, it's plugging away, and my body's not used to it, and I have to work on the weekend. So yeah, this week is going to be a shit for me, but it's not going to determine the rest of my life. It's not going to make the weeks after that shit. As soon as I'm past it, I'll be like, okay, I survived. And next time it might be a little bit easier. My body will be a little bit more used to it, you know, and everything with practice, everything with time, everything with keeping at it and persisting and working on whatever the skill or talent or whatever it is that you want to express or be an expert at or share with the world or do for a living or be defined as, you know, that it's up to you to do that. It's trying not to sweat the small stuff. When you think about the big picture and where you eventually want to end up, who cares about today being a shit day? Who cares about spending an extra 20 minutes on an assignment? It sucks. I'm not denying that. Trust me, I advocate for every student out there who doesn't want to write another essay or a paragraph or a summary or a reflection or a critique or a comparison or whatever it is that you have to do to get through. If you don't, then you don't, and you'll just either have to do it again later or you'll never do it. You know, I sit here and I just think about where I want to live, what my lifestyle wants to be like, who I want to be living or sharing my life with, where I want to be in my career or what I want to be doing for a career, the kind of people I'm associating myself with and the kind of lifestyle that I get to live through doing these things that I love. That's what I imagine as my big picture. And, you know, it's not necessarily the end goal. It's just your next goal. It's just something you need to see and to envision and to really, really hold on to, because that is what will get you through these shit weeks. And whew, I don't know, it's tough. Anyway, this could be delayed a little bit before I get this up. I don't think I'm going to edit it tonight. Possibly tomorrow. Hopefully have it up then, maybe. I don't know when you'll see this. So it may be a little bit late. But, you know, even if it is, then hopefully that means my week is finished by now and I'll be well on the way to making another vlog. So, and that'll make me happy. And, you know, it's just holding on to those small moments that will get you through and just make life a little bit easier, because I'm all for that, and you should be all for that, because there's no point in making life more difficult than it has to be. It's okay to be nice to yourself and give yourself a little bit of a head start or a leg up or a pat on the back sometimes, you know. And, you know, if no one's doing that for you, then shit, yeah, you're gonna have to do it for yourself. But, you know, I believe in you. I think, you know, if you're having a shit week, the week will eventually end. We're going to get to Friday, and then, you know, if it's the week after that, don't worry, it will come, you know. I'm almost certain of that. So I had to go have a shower. Oh my god, I was feeling so shit, and I was like, as I was talking, I was like, you know what, like, here I am trying to model, like, some good strategies to deal with shit and trying to talk, you know, all, like, I know what's going on, and, you know, to some extent, you know, I do think that some of my advice is valid, but I'd be such a hypocrite if I didn't actually do it. And, you know, I was just feeling shit. I want to be positive for you guys. Like, in a way, it helps me keep to, you know, a standard of myself, because, you know, I don't want to give you guys bullshit. I want to be truthful and I want to be as honest as I can. And the only way I can do that is by just sticking to what I say and actually trying it out and doing it myself. So I just had a shower and I actually feel 10,000 times better. So I don't regret that at all. I was just like, fuck it, like, I gotta go have a shower. So don't mind me, but, you know, it is towards the end of the evening and I'm tired, but, you know, that has just given me, like, a few extra hours of life, basically. And also on top of that, it's just changed my mood. So anyway, yeah, I know the lighting's shit. I just really wanted to do that because I was like, I didn't want to end on the note that I did. You know, it's because I said, like, goodbye and everything like that, but, and then I was like, I want to have a shower, and then I was like, no, like, that's a shitty one. That's a shitty way to end. So anyway, now I can at least say, you know, it does help to do little things like that. Honestly, you know, this week's been tough so far. It's probably going to just get tougher. But once I get through it and doing stuff like this, just having a break, I don't regret that. I don't regret having a shower. I don't regret making myself feel better. Water in my ear. But anyway, I'm going to go start prepping some dinner. I refuse to do any extra study tonight. It's been a full-on day, and just watch some crap on TV. So anyway, I hope you guys do the same. So until then, take it easy and peace out.
You're my heartbeat, my silent drum, that is kicking me till I'm numb. I wanna feel the love that James Brown did when he got standing ovations on his gig. I wanna feel free like a bird. down.